I mean, there's trash, food, debris. I mean, it is completely atrocious that I am looking at photos where there is cat feces on carpets all over the place. And you were living there. And if it's true that you were so concerned about the health of your child, then you wouldn't leave your house like this. Kevin Dittmer versus Christina Litmosky and Joshua Bell, 25-04813, appearance, please. Okay, so you were suing them for trash to your home and 2 months rent?
Yes.
Okay, tell me what happened.
Well, here I've got a packet for you, actually.
Tell me what happened.
Well,
this doesn't work that way in court. You don't just hand me a packet.
You
got to tell me what happened.
I got you. I rented one of my properties to the defendants.
Which one did you rent to? Both or one of them?
Both.
Okay.
And that would have been July 1st of 19. They moved.
July 1st, 2019?
Yes, they moved in.
How much was the monthly rent?
$11.85.
Okay, and so they lived there for how long?
Till March of 22.
And did you have to evict them or they vacated on their own?
Kind of a combination.
How's that?
Well, I chased them continuously for my rent money. Every month I chased them, and sometimes it was 2 months or 3 months before I got my money. I got kind of tired of that.
Did you ever file an eviction?
I did not.
Okay, so you did not have to evict them. They ended up just leaving.
Well, yeah, eventually they did because of a pink tag. The house was pink tagged because of no inspection.
Okay, when did the property become pink tagged?
I believe that was December of 21.
Due to lack of inspection, you're saying?
Yes. Yes.
Why wasn't there an inspection?
Well, there wasn't an inspection mostly because every time I would bring up the thing about inspections, they put me down on that. Nobody coming in this house. Nobody's coming in.
Okay, so they denied you access, is what you're saying?
They refused to have the place, and it all started in 2020. It should have been inspected 2020, right around COVID time. And I remember distinctly, she came across the street and said, "Nobody's coming in my house. I have an autistic child, and I'm not having somebody with this COVID thing come in my house." So it never happened. Well, then code compliance came down on me because it wasn't inspected. They didn't want it inspected, of course, and so I told them at that time, plus the fact that they were 3 months behind in rent at that time.
So this is in 2020 or 2021?
2021. So
when they became pink tagged, which you said was December 2021, they were 3 months behind?
Yes.
Continue.
I chased them around to get my money, and basically told them, obviously you can't afford this place, so you need to find a place to live. And so chased, and I explained that I'm tired of chasing you around for my money. Now's the time for you to find a different place that you can afford. And I have text messages to support all of that. It took them about 3 months or so after the pink tag to get out. So consequently, they didn't pay any rent, February or March rent. They finally left. I believe it was March 15th or 16th, somewhere around there. I have text messages to show. And once I got in there, then I understood why they didn't want me to come over there to collect rent. And I understood why they didn't want me to come in that house. And I understood why they didn't want to have code compliance come in there, because the house was trashed. I mean, I have pictures
What is the evidence that you have?
Well, I have a timeline for, how I did with that house before they moved in.
When you say how you did, you mean like maintenance of the house?
Yes, well, yeah, it started, basically, when they moved in, the house was for sale. But I had gone through back surgeries and I had gone through a whole lot of stuff to where, I wasn't able to do the rent thing anymore. So I put the house on the market, and I put it on the market in 17 after I put it back together from the previous tenant. I put it on the market in 18. Let's see, 10/1 of 17, I put it up for sale. And I have all of this for you, if you would like to.
Okay, continue to tell me what else you have.
Well, so I put the house up for sale on October 1st of 2017. And then I threw my back out on 3/16 of 18. And I was in bed for like all of 18. I mean, like 8-9 months I was in bed. I had to go to doctor's appointments, and I had to do injections, and I had to do this and that, and, all of this stuff. And then they finally decided to do back surgery. Well, I got my first back surgery on 2/22 of 19. The house was for sale at that time. Had been for months. My dad was actually taking care of, mowing the lawn and all that kind of stuff, and showing the house if there was, if that opportunity arose. And then I went down again after, I don't know what it was. It was probably a month after the first surgery. I went down again, and so then I had to, go through all of this other, stuff again, doctor's appointments and all this, and then I had a second back surgery on 6/21 of 19. So 4 months, almost 4 months exactly from the first back surgery. And then let's see, 2 days after my second surgery, a friend of mine called me and said that she had a friend of hers that was looking for a place to let. And so I said, well, I can check it out because, it's not selling. I'm the market's not good for that. And so, and I still had to make payments. So I had to do something. So I decided, okay, I'll check these people out.
Okay, so they moved in. Of those things doesn't help your case. This just tells me how we got here.
Right.
Okay. Show me how they trashed the property.
Okay. So. Well, pictures.
Okay. You can go through what I'm going to see in the pictures.
Okay. You're going to
see. Show me, open the pictures. I want you to go through, because did you give them a copy of these pictures?
They've seen them.
Did you give them a copy of these?
I did not.
Okay, so as you're going through, you're going to explain what I'm going to see.
Okay, these are befores.
Okay, thank you.
These are afters.
Got it. And so what areas of the home am I going to see here?
This is kitchen. This is kitchen here. And kitchen.
Okay, so what you're saying, okay, you can keep going. What you're saying that this is more than just normal wear and tear.
If you look at these pictures,
you can explain to me what I'm going to see. That's your job to explain what I'm going to see.
Okay, well, trash everywhere. The floor destroyed, brand new floor, destroyed.
The flooring was destroyed how?
Ripped up. It's in the pictures.
Got it.
The cabinets, horrendous, filthy. Everything was filthy. The entire kitchen was filthy.
Now when you I can understand filthy, but was it cleanable, or was it like things were?
Everything in the kitchen had to be
beyond repair. I'm sorry?
Everything in the kitchen had to be repainted.
Okay.
Everything, the cabinets, the walls, the ceiling, everything in the kitchen had to be repainted.
So those are pictures of the kitchen, and more pictures of the kitchen?
This is more of the kitchen.
Okay.
This is more of the kitchen.
Okay.
And then we go into the living room, dining room. I have date stamps for these pictures.
Is that what the other little card is?
That's what these little ones are,
okay.
Yes, these are date stamped. But here, these are pictures of the living room,
Before, is that what that
living room,
is?
dining room. Yes, befores on the top here, befores and afters.
Okay, very good.
Okay. Cat box. They were not allowed to have animals in that house, period.
Okay, that was in the lease?
It was. I can show you that too. I have a copy of that.
I would appreciate that.
You want that now?
When you provide, that you can bring it, yeah.
Okay. And then the carpet, the carpet was toast. I mean, there was cat feces all throughout the house. Every room, every wall was sprayed. Every wall had, every square inch had crayon on it. You know, as far as a small child can reach, on every wall, in every room. So the carpet was toast. This carpet was new at the time. So then we get into, that's the dining room. Then we get into the office. Same thing, trashed. There was trash everywhere. There was cat feces. There was spray on the walls. It was nasty.
Spray, when you say spray, what do you mean?
Cats, you know how they do?
No, you have to, oh, you mean they sprayed the cats spray the walls?
Yes.
Got it.
And it, I mean, it stunk so bad that the person I had come in there to clean the place had to wear a mask.
Okay.
And it was nasty. And actually the guy that I had come and help me to get the plumbing situated, also allergic to cats, and he really had a hard time. So this is more of, this is office, you know, all the stuff that was piled in there, and the carpet was toast.
This is what's piled in the office when they moved out?
Yes. So this is more stuff in the office. They did something to the carpet on the stairs, so they replaced the carpet on the stairs with, you know, some cheap, didn't even match carpet. But all the whole staircase walls dented, smashed. The railing, the handrail here was ripped right off the wall and hanging, laying on the floor. And that's in this picture here. Then we come up into the first bedroom, before pictures, after pictures. Holes in the walls. You know, just tons of stuff, trash everywhere. Carpet was toast.
These pictures in the bottom
This
are
is-
what is there after they moved out?
Yes.
Okay.
Then we get into the yellow bedroom. Well, that's because it's yellow. Yellow bedroom. Now, I'm not seeking for, you know, I'm not trying to charge them for this replacement carpet, because that carpet actually was, it had been there for a couple of years before they moved in. So I'm not concerned about that, even though it was still in good shape at that time. And you can see that by the pictures. And then afterwards, there's screens, there's ripped screens in the windows. The carpet is toast, stains everywhere. All the walls had crayon or filth on them. And again, a bunch of trash. And then the master bedroom, again, befores, afters, bunch of stuff left in there. The carpet's trashed. The ceiling fans, none of them had globes on them anymore. And there might not even been light bulbs. I think they might have took all the light bulbs too. But they trashed, you know, there's an entrance to go up to the attic, and that entrance was absolutely trashed. The whole wall there, as you walk into the entrance, the back side of that wall was the bathroom. And they had that so destroyed that you could see the bathroom plumbing through that, and you couldn't see that before. And then, you know, again, trash. The attic was full of trash. I don't have any pictures of that. But the hallway, same thing. Here's, you know, befores and afters, you know, there's an alarm system in the house, and the cables were ripped from where they were pinned into, you know, areas. They were ripped, just hanging. You know, the floor was toast, the carpet was junk, and that screen, the window was missing, the storm window was missing, and there was no, and the screen was ripped for the hall.
Okay.
Then you get into the bathroom. They ran off with the shower head, no shower head. It's filthy. Toilet was absolutely garbage. You know, those toilets were brand new before they moved in, both the upstairs and the main floor bathrooms. The toilets were brand new. This is what was left. The shower doors were ajar and just a mess. You know, they're sliders. They were all jacked up, and you know, so that required a bunch of hardware. I did end up getting them repaired.
Okay.
But you know, there again, and more trash. And the floor was also, the tile in the floor, which was new, was also ripped up, and the trim, all of the wood trim behind and around the toilet was all ripped off the walls. Then we get to the basement where they were growing weed when it wasn't legal to grow weed. They left my basement in complete disarray, bags and bags of weed, trash bags full of weed. They took all of my pantry shelves in order to build their little grow room. They took all of my shelves out of my pantry. So, and who knows what happened to the boards. And then all these trash bags, that's all weed. Weed on the floor. Weed, trash. Again, you know, no boards in the pantry. Got the uprights, but no shelves. And you know, more trash everywhere. The whole basement was trash. And then while we're on that particular area, the upstairs bathroom, they had put something, I don't know in what drain, but in some drain, whether it was the toilet or whether it was the sink, or it had to have been the toilet or the sink, more likely the toilet. What happened is every drain from the upstairs bathroom, every drain went to the downstairs bathroom, and it has a wall sink. And they had, and I'm sure this was intentional. The wall sink has an S-trap that goes into the wall for the drain.
Okay.
The S-trap was full of what appeared to be concrete. There was no getting it out of it. And so what happened was everything that came from any drain on the second floor from the bathroom, whether it was the shower or the toilet or the sink, all of those drains, if you ran water through them, it would go to the main floor wall sink, is where all of this would go. It wasn't going through the system and going to the basement, into the, you know, then to the road. It was going into that sink. And I have a picture of the bucket that they had sitting next to the toilet. I'll get to that. Sitting next to the toilet, or next to the wall sink. They had a bucket there, so they knew it was doing this. Consequently, I had to have a guy come over, a maintenance type guy, and he came over and had to take the toilets off. Well, the upstairs toilet, I had to take the toilet off. Tried to snake it. That wasn't working. My cleaning person was, you know, downstairs doing everything, you know, that she could do. She couldn't do anything upstairs because if you ran water, it was trouble. So all of this goes to the second floor sink. Well, so we can't. Tried the snake first. The snake isn't clearing it. So he tried CO2 after that to, you know, push pressured air into the system to see if that'll free it up. That didn't work either.
Okay.
So then had to go, you know, follow the
But
stuff.
something's blocked. Did you ever figure out what blocking it?
Yes. A perfume bottle and a big scrunchie, hair scrunchie. And I have pictures of that also. And all of the plumbing had to be cut out in the basement in order to get to it. All of the drain plumbing, I have pictures of that also. The drain, all of that had to be replaced.
Okay.
So, you know, to the tune of $1,044.04
Okay.
is what the drain situation
From the
cost me.
scrunchie and the perfume bottle?
Yes.
Okay.
And then we go to, oh, this is the attic. More trash. And this is a roof vent in the attic to keep the roof from getting too hot. You know, it's an automatic fan. It's not even hanging anymore. Well, it's hanging, but it's hanging by wires now, or was. And they ripped down all of the insulation that was in between, you know, trussing in the attic. All of the insulation, it was all fully insulated, but it's all ripped, torn up, destroyed. And there's, you know, oh, and there's another picture of the plumbing on the backside of the toilet or the tub that I was talking about too. And then, you know, more trash. And then we go into the back porch. This is the way the back porch was left. Trash, trash, trash. You couldn't even walk through there. There was appliances, there was beds, there was trash piled all the way to the ceiling. And it stunk. All of that had to be removed. More of the same. Outside the house. All of the stuff, this is all around the back porch. More stuff that I have to do something with. Then we get to the garage. Same scenario, more beds, more stuff. And it's trash. Here's the sink, the downstairs sink with the bucket sitting by it, and some sort of a snake that they were trying to do, maybe, I don't even know. There was a chandelier in the dining room also that was not hanging the way it was supposed to. All the wires were pulled out of it, and that was $60-some to repair that. Here's all the carpets. Every carpet had berry stains, cat stains, whatever stains. The carpet in the entire house was ruined. All of it. I mean, it's disgusting. And it was, and a lot of that carpet was new. The dining room, living room, and the front bedroom, it was destroyed. And I took pictures of also the back sides of the carpet so that you could see the nasty on the back side. You know, and all the stains and just destroyed everywhere. Back side of the carpet, destroyed. Consequently, what that did was it had hardwood floors. So when you don't clean up your mess and it sits on that hardwood floors, it destroys the hardwood floors. This is all of the people that were living there. According to the lease, they were allowed 5 people. There was a zillion people living in that house. I've got names of a whole bunch of people here. I took pictures of their mail before I gave it to them. This is the hardwood floor underneath. These are the stains that it did to the hardwood floors. Now, I had the floors redone. I'm not asking for that. What I'm asking for is to pay for the carpet. And then I put that towards this. So, you know, this is the after effect. I had the floors redone, but see, it cost me $4,800 to have these floors finished.
Oh, I'm sure.
And that was without repairing the stains. If they would have repaired the stains, it would have been another $2,000. And those stains were not there prior to them. So there's more finished.
That's after you replaced it.
Yes.
Okay.
And like I say, I was $4,800 to do that. Now this is the kitchen floor, or no, this is the office floor. I had, because of stains in certain areas, I couldn't even refinish them. Like, they couldn't be refinished. I had to do laminate. I had to go over top. So this is the dining room, because that's where a lot of that's where the cat box was. The cat didn't use. And then that goes out into the living room, which was refinished. And then this here is the start of the office with the laminate, and then this is finished. This is the kitchen floor and the starting of the laminate to go, because it was toast. So I have pictures of finished product there also. So those are my.
Those will be the plaintiff's exhibit.
We'll call those.
One.
I have.
Plaintiff's exhibit 1 for that.
Okay.
Any objection to his exhibits that he just went through?
I mean, the cat stuff wasn't all through.
No, I'm not asking you to explain. I'm just, the basis of your objection would have to be, that's not the apartment, or it's not the.
I mean, the before pictures are 2 years before we moved in, not right before.
He said they were before you moved in.
Yeah, that's the only thing I got.
Okay, nonetheless. We'll mark it, we'll get the book. And then you also had a copy of the lease, sir?
Yes.
Okay, so you're suing for the damages that you said were done to the property that needed to be replaced?
Yes.
And how much was this?
Well, we're talking about 14 grand, but I'm not, obviously I'm in small claims court. I'm asking for $7,000.
Okay, and
because the damages are far exceeds.
How much but you have to tell me what they were for.
Okay.
I know you mentioned the plumbing cost, how much?
The plumbing was $1,044.04.
$1,044.04 for the plumbing.
Yes, ma'am. My cleaning, I paid her. She was there for 19 days to clean the disaster. I paid her.
What about all the leftover stuff? Like, did the cleaning lady is the one who's clean out the personal items that were there? Because it looks like there was a lot of stuff there.
Oh, there was tons of stuff.
Okay.
Tons of stuff.
Who's clearing all that out?
Well, I
Clothes,
took 11.5 truckloads. I have a Ford F-150 with an 8-foot bed. I took 11.5 truckloads to Granger's.
And there's a bill for that.
$345 was for the truckloads. And then
$345 for 11 truckloads.
11.5 truckloads. That's a pretty good price, really.
That's what I was thinking.
Like I said, I'm not trying to burn anybody here. I'm trying to get what was lost.
Okay, so you said you had to replace some plumbing because of what you believe they did intentionally to
Yes.
the property, and the search yielded a perfume bottle and a scrunchie.
Yes, and there's a picture of that.
Okay, and then the carpets.
Carpets were absolute. Well, you have pictures of that also.
And so what are you saying the cost for?
Well, so carpet, I've got an estimate from J&J. They do flooring, and I had them.
You have it there.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's in your packet. Actually, this is your.
I was gonna say, what packet? Got it.
So if you want this, I have another one.
Okay.
So if you
got
can,
it.
So you can kind of follow
You can
along.
grab that. Thank you.
You can kind of follow along.
You can
as to
give me
what
that, and then I'm gonna go off the record real quick because I can get these other 2 cases out of the way while we finish yours.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, back on the record. For you, Mr. Dittmer, and then I have your packet here. You have,
I'm on exhibit 2. I have labeled on the top is what we're talking about, the dollar amounts. I've given you everything I could possibly come up with. Evidence, evidence, evidence.
Okay, this was the timeline that you had. Okay, this is what I was looking for. This is what you typed as exhibit 2. We'll use it as exhibit 2. It's going to be itemizations of what it costs for you to get things done.
Yes,
Okay, so to replace the flooring that was damaged, you had carpet, laminate costs, and then labor for a total of $4,414. You've made it clear on this record that you're really looking to get the carpet replaced because and not the other thing.
I didn't.
Or you want damages for the carpet.
Yes.
Okay, and then there was painting cost. You said paint, drywall and mud, and then the labor.
Yes, there's receipts for all of the material there, as far as drywall and kills and paint and drywall mud.
Got it. Okay, and then you have cleaning. This is the cleaning lady. So you said had to
Yes,
come
the cleaning
19
lady.
times, you said? Tell me more about that.
She, when she came in, the stench was so bad that she couldn't even come in the first day. She had to go get a mask and come back the next day with a mask.
So it took her 19 days.
19 days. Yep. And once you see those pictures, you'll understand. 19 days, and I can't tell you exactly how many hours every day, but I paid her $1,200.
Okay.
At $10 an hour.
Okay, so, but it took her, got it. So it could have been an hour a day, sometimes hour and a half, maybe.
Yes,
Got it,
more
okay.
likely 5 or 6 hours.
And then,
Because she also helped with cleaning of to get the crayon off the walls, because the painter couldn't paint the walls with the crayon because paint doesn't stick over crayon. So all of that had to come off. And so there's a receipt there, I think, for a whole bunch of, magic erasers and that kind of thing. But the cleaning person, she's the one that cleaned all those walls also. So there was a lot of time.
okay. And then, let's see,
And then
trash pickup. That's what you told me about from the Granger.
yes, there's the 11.5 truckloads, and then there was
Appliance disposal and then mattress box.
yes, they get $25 a piece for a mattress or a box spring,
Okay,
and they get $40 a piece for an appliance.
okay.
So I had 2 appliances in the back porch. I had 6 mattresses in boxes.
Okay, and so then you're saying you're suing for rent because they vacated.
They didn't vacate until the middle of March or close to the end of March,
But had not paid rent.
but had
during
not
March.
paid for February or March.
Okay. And then your proposed exhibit 3 would be the rental lease.
That's the lease, and all of the bullets that I have that are marked, those are all things that they went against. They didn't uphold anything that had to go with the lease, as far as, the people there, the cats and dogs, and they received the place. I read this lease to them when they signed it. My dad showed them the house because they got to see the house like 2 days or 3 days after my second surgery. And my dad had to show them because I was still in recovery.
Okay, but you were allowing 5 people to reside at the home.
Yes, it's 2,000 square foot. It's a big house.
No, I'm just noting what the lease says,
Right.
and no cats or dogs.
Yeah.
And it doesn't sound like you were concerned about who the 5 people were. You didn't make them sign a part of the lease. You just, it's her, and Mr. Bell, correct?
Her and Mr. Bell, and she said that she had a couple of kids that might be there once in a while, and they had another child.
Christina, I didn't mean to call you her. It's Christina and Mr. Bell.
Yes, she has an autistic child also, and he was with her.
She has a child.
Yes.
As well, correct? Okay. Okay, and then what is this receipt for?
That is everything, most everything.
What it cost you
As I was going
repair.
through, yes, as I was going through, I was making note of everything that
Got it.
needed attention.
Okay, so then the rest is, it looks like receipts and
The
invoices.
rest is, yep, receipts and invoices
Got
and
it.
all of that.
Okay, we are clear. Okay. Your defense.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Um, first of all, we was not 2 months behind on rent on January, the middle of January, I did catch up all my rent.
January of 2022, you were
Correct.
caught up on your rent.
I gave him like almost $3,000 to catch it all up. The day after I gave him the $3,000 is the day the house got pink tagged. I do have a picture of when the house got pink tagged. It was done on January 18th, 2022.
2022.
Correct.
Okay, and do you know why the house was pink tagged?
I did not know at first until we received a letter from the city stating that the house was not registered as a rental house. It has not been done as the compliance code. I never heard about it once before. This, I have no reason to deny them. I had CPS in our house a couple times regarding our stepdaughter. So if I'm gonna let CPS in, I'm gonna let the city in to come do the house. So I have never once denied the fact of them coming in. I was never asked about them coming in, never was told that there was an appointment coming up. I did call and speak to Amy Castrol, which is the one who put the pink notice on the door. I do have emails between me and her discussing us working on moving out into, if she could please hold on red tagging the house before 2/17. I do have,
So the property was gonna be red tag 217.
yes, correct. 2/17/22 is what it says. It says it must be in compliance or be vacated by then. When I asked Kevin about the pink tag, he told us that that was our 30-day notice and we needed to move out. When I spoke to Amy, she let me know that this is not a 30-day notice. He would have to take us to court to evict us. I did bring that up to his attention. Amy did hold off on pink tagging the house until we moved out, and I do have an email from me to Amy to let her know that we moved out February 27th. Out of the house. That was our last day there because Kevin kept calling us every day and texting us, talking about that that was not our house. We needed to leave. There was plenty of other houses. He told us before that he was not given any money to the city. I wish I had the text messages, but this is 4 years ago. I don't have that phone from 4 years ago.
I have them.
He has told us plenty of times that he does not give the city money because all they want is money. And he was not gonna do that. But I did pay up the rent and I was not there for March. Like I said, I do have an email from Amy, between me and Amy, letting her know that our last day was the 27th and she could go ahead and red tag that house whenever she was ready.
So you're admitting that you were there in February.
I was there in February, correct, but
Did you pay rent in February?
I don't think I did pay the February's rent, no. So that's the only one.
Okay, what about the damages that are being alleged to the property?
So we did leave a lot of stuff there, everywhere that we could not take with us. We did not have time to get a storage unit, let alone trying to find a place to live. We ended up going and staying with Joshua's father until we could find a place at such short notice. I was working on trying to get stuff cleaned up and like trash taken out, but as days kept going on and we were working on figuring out what we could take, what we couldn't, and where we could put it, he kept, like I said, he kept texting me, telling me that it's not his house or our house, that we needed to get out of there. He has another property right across the street from him that he would sit outside of that house and watch our house. And while he was texting us, telling us that we needed to leave and get out of there now. So we ended up getting overwhelmed by it and we left what
You go overwhelmed by what, ma'am?
By him constantly not even trying to work with us on moving out or getting out of there or getting the house inspected. Like he says the house wasn't registered because of COVID. I did get informed and we did get some mail that the house wasn't registered since 2019. And that's when it expired. COVID didn't start until 2020. So I don't.
I'm on the website now. It's not true.
That's what we were informed.
Yeah, that's not the truth. The house was registered, it's been registered and it did expire in 2020 and it's complied with after you moved out.
Well, he never said anything about the house not being registered to us and I was told it was expired.
It doesn't have to be registered to you. It has to be registered.
No, to him, that's, yeah.
It has to be registered as a rental
Property.
Correct. Did you deny him access to the property?
No, I did not.
Okay. And so, you're saying that after you received notice that it was going to be pink tagged? So it wasn't pink tagged?
No, it was pink tag.
Okay, so it was pink tagged in January. You said, and then you moved out the end of February. But I'm looking at the pictures and it's overwhelming. You talked about being overwhelmed by him making phone calls. It's overwhelming the amount of things inside the property. What did you actually take to move out? What did you take with you?
My kids' clothes and some of their toys.
Okay, and so you took clothes, toys, you left, literally there is bags of marijuana in the basement. You left bags of marijuana in the basement. Trash, fecal matter, trash. I mean, you only lived in this house for 2.5 years. The amount of trash that I'm looking at, no one should have accumulated in a decade. So how is it that anyone's supposed to believe that you moved out of the home with this much stuff in it?
I mean, I don't know.
And so in order for you to have turnover possession or say that you vacated the house, that means that he has to be able to have use of the home. He can't have use of it if all of your stuff is there.
I mean,
If just because you physically are not there, but you left all your things there, who was then responsible for getting the stuff out?
I mean, I should have been. I would have.
I get that, but when you don't, who then is responsible?
He's left responsible, like made to do it.
Okay. And you on the lease as well, sir?
Yes.
Okay, what did you want to add to this?
I don't think I have anything to it.
I surmise that might have been your response. I don't understand how, why did you have a cat? Did your lease say you're not supposed to have any pets?
He knew about the cat. He
No,
said that.
my question is, did your lease say?
Yes, the
You were
lease
not
did say
supposed
that.
Did you get a change to the lease so that you could have a cat?
We did not get it changed through a lease. We never received another lease again after the very first lease.
It went month to month. That's why I gave them 30 days.
Okay, so it was supposed to expire June 2020, it looks like. And then it went month to month after that.
Yes. And I can show you also the day that they left. I can show you, I've got text message. I got the entire thread if you want to read it.
Oh, the text messages, you can show her first.
Have at it.
Okay.
And then,
Well, I don't need you to tell me what's in the text messages. I want her to review and see if these are accurate reflection of the communications that you all had. And then I'll proceed with my questions.
all of it, and I can back it up with the phone too, so.
Okay, and that seems like an accurate reflection of your communications.
Kind of, yes.
When you say kind of yes, what does that
The
mean?
beginning ones, definitely, I don't recall. Kevin is the one who showed us the house.
And I'm not asking you if you recall anything, because I'm not asking you if those were text messages sent and received between the two of you all.
Most of them seem like it, yes. Some of them do not seem like it.
Okay, any other evidence or defense to the damages primarily to this property, because where my concern is I don't, like, why is there tile missing off the kitchen? What's going on?
There was only one piece of tile missing off it that got loosened up when we were moving the fridges around.
You're moving the refrigerators around?
Yes, because we had our own refrigerators.
Okay,
So when we were taking our refrigerator
so
out,
you put your refrigerator, was that the stainless steel one? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, and the tile went missing, what happened to it?
it like scraped off the ground. It was still in the house. It could have been like glued back on,
Okay,
but
why is there so much trash left in the kitchen?
because I didn't have time to clean it, because I was told I needed to get out of there and get out of there now.
Well, you, from the time the property was red tagged, you stayed there for another month.
Almost another month. Like, we were going there and trying to grab our stuff, and we like went and stayed with his dad's house. We weren't staying there every night. Because we were
Okay.
trying to figure out where we could move our stuff to.
When you vacated, did you let him know that you vacated?
I did not let him know that.
Okay. Did you turn over a key when you vacated?
I did not, because I did not have one of my own anymore. I lost one of mine.
So how was he supposed to know that you had vacated?
I did text him at one point in time and let him know that I had all my stuff that I was gathering, and I just had to get one of the cats out of there the next day.
When did you text that?
Last 3 pages.
End of February,
Last
1st
three
of March.
Okay, so I should be going all the way around. Okay, so you state, sir,
Yes,
that you didn't know the house was not registered or that it was expired.
I did
should say.
not, I did not know that, no.
So where does it show me that they denied you entry to get the house inspected?
That was after talking to Amy Castillo.
What do you mean?
Well, I did know, on 2020, I did know, because I brought that to her attention. I remember that distinctly. We were standing over at my house.
You brought, how did you bring it to her attention? You said,
I-
I'm scheduling an inspection?
Yes, I'm gonna need to get an inspection scheduled because it has expired, so it needs to be renewed.
Okay.
And consequently, it needs to be inspected. And that's when I got the song and dance about, I've got an autistic child and I don't want anybody in this house and they're not coming in.
In the middle of COVID?
Yes,
Reasonable.
sure.
What happened after that?
After that, I brought it up a couple of times, in person, when I would collect money, rent, as it were, about the fact that it still needed to be inspected. And I kept getting blown up.
Blown off how?
Well, I don't want somebody in my house. And then after,
Who cares?
and
What's that-
after, well,
What's that got to do? What day did you schedule an inspection?
I did not schedule the inspection because it was gonna cost me $750 and I didn't have that money.
Well, that's not the same as they wouldn't let the inspector in.
Well, no, but I would have, scheduled it had I had the money from the rent in order to do that.
Okay, so when they, so you're saying you didn't have the money because you weren't receiving rent?
Yes.
And so you believe that's a reasonable defense to why you're not keeping up with your inspection sticker?
No. The reality of it is this, I wanted them to go, is the whole thing. And by this point, after I'd seen what I'd seen, I wasn't gonna have an inspection anymore. I wanted them gone and I was gonna sell the house. And that's pretty much what I did.
Okay, so then you let the inspection sticker lapse on purpose?
I did.
Okay, well, then you can't get rent after the inspection sticker lapse if you let it lapse on purpose. You understand that, correct?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna call it a wash on your 2 months rent, but reality is, when I look at these pictures of how the property was, the condition it was left, it's completely disgusting. For you even to live here, never mind leave someone's property like this. I mean, there's trash, food, debris. I mean, it is completely atrocious that I am looking at photos where there is cat feces on carpets all over the place. And you were living there. And if it's true that you were so concerned about the health of your child, then you wouldn't leave your house like this. Because there's nothing about the condition of this house that promotes good health for yourself or for your children. I see piles of trash bags, piles of trash in the corner. There's not a wall here, and thank you for at least providing some context of what it looked like beforehand, but there's no area of this home that does not look like it was smeared with debris somewhere. And so it's not reasonable for you to leave someone's house like this. When you're vacating, listen, I grew up renting. And when we would move out of a home, we left the house in broom swept property. There were landlords that would call my mother back because how clean the house was when we left. You have no business leaving someone's property like this. And then I'm reading these communications and you have the audacity to act like you were in a position to own the home. Do you want to do a land contract? You're not even paying the rent on time. How are you going to be in a land contract? And now you want to act like you're a victim in here. How can you put a family through this? How can you do this to someone's home? How in the world did a perfume bottle get into the pipes?
I have the slightest clue on that. I don't know. I did not do anything to the plumbing whatsoever before we left.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying that you did anything intentionally, but because it appears like it's just a reckless disregard. I don't believe that it was an intentional thing, but I don't know. He didn't call the plumber. I don't know if it's necessary because the plumbing, if I look at the damages that I think reasonably were caused to this or accrued to this home, the plumbing is one of the least of the concerns. You just had a reckless disregard for the home that you were living in, and it belonged to someone else. If you want to treat your space this way, that's your business when you own it. But when you are borrowing someone else's at a fee, then you should take better care of it. There shouldn't be holes in the wall. There shouldn't be fixtures ripped off walls and wires everywhere. The fact that you would do a grow operation in the basement is astounding to me in and of itself. But then to leave all the evidence of it there, reckless disregard. You could care less about the fact that you were doing whatever you wanted in someone else's home, and then you're going to leave because you said you were under pressure to leave, but then he has to clean it up. Even if he called you every day and asked you to move, he had never served you with an eviction. The pink tag tells you on there what your rights are. And you could have levied on those rights. You didn't do that either. Because in order for you to levy on those rights, you got to put your rent up in escrow to show good faith. And you didn't do that either. There's no good faith going on here in this house. You only got caught up because he was hounding you. So you gave him the little $3,000 because you had been in arrears. But then after that, you still held over his property. And then even after you leave, and I see here where he had to ask you, were you done? March 14th, are you done at 3:03? When can I get my keys? You had never told him that you had moved out, gotten all of your pets. March 1st, you're still talking about you got cats that's still there. You got to get your cat. Your cats were still living at the home. You did not vacate on February 27th. You're not being honest. I've seen enough of the pictures based on the fact that his rental certificate, he says now, was intentionally lapsed. I'm not going to be able to grant you rent for those months. Otherwise, I would. However, as it relates to your damage to the carpet, unreasonable. And I don't typically grant landlords for reasonable wear and tear. But this is only a 2.5-year lease period we're talking about. Yeah, there may be some debris or some dirt or whatever. You get the carpets professionally cleaned after 2.5 years if they were new or reasonable prior to. But this is disgusting. No one should do anything but trash that carpet afterward. And it's because of what you all did to it. The fact that there's brown substances leaking and seeping through a carpet to get down to the hardwood it's just disgusting. It's completely gross. I'm granting him $2,819.45 for the repair and replacement of the carpet. As it relates to cleaning, he said he had to have someone come 19 days or 19 times at least to do the cleaning. 12,000 for 19. You've got a stellar cleaning person to charge that. Granted, judgment for 1,200 for the cleaning. Trash only $575 for what looks like, it looks like all the people who you allege live there must have all left their trash there. Although some of those people in the mail were her. Just looks like it was the name that she used in court today, which is Christina Fresh, and not the name that you put on your lawsuit, which was Christina Litmosky.
Little Misky.
Little Misky. I'm not sure how that got misconstrued, but it looks like even as she signed the lease, it's Christina Fresh. So nonetheless, I don't know how many people were living there, but there shouldn't be that much trash in a home. And if you're gonna live there, then you take it out when you leave. You get you a dumpster and you clear it out. You don't leave that for someone else. You should be completely embarrassed. I wouldn't let anybody come and inspect it either if it looked like that, to be quite honest. I am gonna grant for the trash pickup. I'm not granting for rent. The plumbing, I don't believe that the issue with the plumbing was caused intentionally. I think it was gross negligence. I don't know how in the world you could get a scrunchie and a perfume bottle down to cause this level of backup. And you clearly were aware that this issue was going on. And where did you notify your landlord of this issue? Never. Just a gross disregard for anything. And it doesn't even belong to you. At least have some care and concern enough to let the landlord know, we don't know what's going on with this. Can you get somebody over here? No, you're letting the issue compound and not address it or not properly address it. I'm granting him $1,044.04 for the plumbing. That's the total on that. $5,638.49 is the judgment of the court. Any additional matters for the record?
No, except for it was 14 grand.
I recognize that.
All I asked for was 7,000. That's half, you know. I thought I was nice.
You thought you were nice when?
I thought, well, being nice with the half, I mean, plus the fact that, you know, I would have had to hire an attorney to do the rest. And I don't have that money because I had to fix this. You know,
Sir, I'm basing this off what you
I understand.
asked me.
No, I understand.
You told me carpet. You told me plumbing,
Yep.
cleaning, and trash. You said you did not want anything for the rest of the flooring.
Oh, no,
I did not grant you anything for rent. So that's what brings you, otherwise I was gonna give you the full 7,000 you were gonna go over had I given you the.
well, it is there though. If you, the first page is well over $7,000.
You said there that you want the carpet. You didn't ask for all of the things that are on the page. I asked you specifically what you were seeking damages on. That's why I asked you.
Everything on the first page I'm asking for, everything. It's all in the pictures. It's all evidence.
It's not what you said before. It's not everything on the pictures because you made it clear during your testimony.
No,
I
no.
don't want anything for the laminate. I just want the carpet.
No, that's not what I said.
That is what you said.
No, what I said was, I'm not asking for the bedrooms that the carpet was old in. The two back bedrooms. I want the laminate covered. Of course, I had to cover the kitchen floor. I had to cover the dining room. I had to repair it. And I had to pay a guy a lot of money in order to put it down also. So I mean, you know, I'm
You're saying
like I
that
say,
the carpet cost $28.19 did not include the labor.
yes,
Okay.
yes. And I didn't do the carpet was what I was saying. I didn't do the carpet because I refinished the floor. I wasn't asking for the $4,800 that it cost me to refinish.
So you have not replaced the carpets.
I didn't replace them. I did laminate for part of the carpet, and I had the floors refinished for $4,800 for where the other carpet was. So I'm only asking for 4414, which is the labor for the laminate and the carpet.
Got it.
Okay, so that's where I was at with that. It wasn't, I want that paid for. I had to buy it. And the receipts are there.
I see your receipts. My understanding of what you were requesting was for the carpet,
No,
but that you did not want the flooring
no.
damages. So you are requesting for
What I've
the
got written.
flooring. You have, let me ask my question, sir,
Okay.
because that's how we go. There's a miscommunication and we need to get on the same page. What you're saying is there was instead of replacing the carpet, you got the floors refinished
Yes,
because the carpets were destroyed.
yes.
And it cost you how much?
It cost me $4,800 to have the floors refinished.
And you have, and
But
then you had, let me ask the questions, you give the answers now. You have, but a portion of it, you had to put laminate because it was so destroyed.
Yes,
That you could not even refinish it.
yes.
And then the labor for, what is the labor 1188 for then?
That's the laminate labor. The
laminate labor
yes.
alone was 1188.
Yes, that's that, and actually that was a reasonable price because he only charged me $3 a square foot. And the people that put down laminate generally get a lot more than that, like $5 or $6 a square foot, I believe.
Okay, so for flooring, your damages are $4,014.
Yes.
Again, plumbing, $1,044.04, plus cleaning of $1,200.
Yeah.
Trash is $575, which will take you over. So your max is 7,000.
Yes.
That's the judgment of the court.
Thank you.